picture.
Yes. Hey, look who's here, everybody. It's my lawyer. It's argument signing date, signing due date.
So this is the argument that we're going to be submitting. We've got to do one more edit. I just realized the date's wrong, but it's here.
And it's called a response to office action.
Yep.
All right.
This is the argument that we're going to be filing to the trademark attorney to try and convince her that she was wrong when she issued her 2D denial, preliminary 2D denial to you, and show her that in fact there is no likelihood of confusion or any type of dilution resulting.
Okay. So how do we how is the argument summed up in a nutshell, or can you sum it up for a dummy like me?
I don't want to shortchange the argument, but basically what we're going to be saying is she based her denial on the fact that the first two words of your phrase are the same first two words of their phrase, eat more, spelling differences set aside. And she based it on a ruling that says the first two or first part of a phrase is the more important. And it's a blind application of a rule that wasn't intended, we argue, to be applied blindly in that way. And that, no, in fact, what's the most important are the last words, chicken and kale. And that's what makes it different. And eat more is a weak phrase. And if you just focus on the words eat more, then it makes no sense to apply this rule, because that's not where the importance and distinguishing features are, and that's not what people are paying attention to when they hear this phrase. It's chicken and it's kale, or it's the phrases in their entirety.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's basically what we do with a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo added to it to flesh it out.
Okay.
So
no, I appreciate that. So what am I signing?
You are signing the final page, which is the declaration signature.
Okay.
In which you say that you are being warned that willful false statements and the like are punishable with fine or imprisonment, or both, under 18 U.S.C. section 1001, and that such willful false statements and the like may jeopardize the validity of the application or document or any registration resulting therefrom, declares that all statements made of his or her own knowledge are true, and all statements made on information and belief are believed to be true.
All right. Should I read it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Well, this is the same. This is very much the same that you've already read through several times. What we've done since we last met is really just sort of tweak it. And one of the tweaks that we've made is really a result of this summer's activity. We made the argument in our initial drafts that people purchasing your products were purchasing them specifically because they supported the sort of quasi-political cause of farmers markets, local agriculture, Vermont communities, all the issues that people who come up to your farm stand or that talk to you on the internet talk about. But what's changed is since this summer, Chick-fil-A has also become a political entity, and which is to say no one buys a Chick-fil-A t-shirt by accident. If you're on the left side of the political spectrum, you are going to be very aware of Chick-fil-A and are not going to buy a Chick-fil-A shirt or paraphernalia because you don't want to be associated with that. Whereas if you're on the right side of the sort of cultural spectrum, or as we call it, you probably are going to go out and buy it, and specifically to support Chick-fil-A and for what they stand for and what you believe as well. And the purchase and wearing of those items are very much going to be political statements since this summer. I mean, I think you really couldn't. I don't think if you wore a Chick-fil-A shirt in Vermont, it wouldn't be like wearing a McDonald's shirt in Vermont.
Not at all.
You might get some guff if you wore a McDonald's shirt in Vermont from people saying, hey, you corporate liking person. But if you wore a Chick-fil-A shirt in Vermont, I think you would get definitely some responses as far as why are you supporting these hate mongers, for lack of a better word. I mean, I think that would be the response, and that's what that very much that's what the public awareness is. and it's certainly something should be factored in, because there is that less likelihood of confusion, because the consumers are sophisticated, much more sophisticated now than they were, I would say, even before the beginning of the summer. I don't know if we could have made that argument before, but we certainly can now with the national attention that's really, in some ways, eclipsed your case, because it's just become such a flashpoint in this environment. And so people who are, listening to Chick-fil-A or following this debate, I shouldn't even say it's limited to that. The general public's just simply aware that there are sort of political overtones or associations with Chick-fil-A, and would do so likely, purchasing an item with awareness of that.
You think we'll ever see a Chick-fil-A in Vermont?
No, I don't think so.
Boy, it seems so unlikely.
I don't know. It doesn't. There's no Chick-fil-A in Vermont, Maine, Rhode Island, Connecticut. There is one in a mall in Massachusetts, and there's one in a mall in New Hampshire. And then apart from those two, and they're both sort of like within 50 miles of each other, towards that sort of North Shore and South Shore, the Billerica areas of New England. But after that, the next closest one's in the one at NYU in Manhattan that's under fire for being shut down. And then really you're going quite a ways. I mean, you're really into either, I think, southern New Jersey or Maryland before you get another Chick-fil-A. It just hasn't penetrated. It might be the same things that, I don't know how well KFC penetrated up here, or Church's Fried Chicken, or there's all kinds of sort of regional fast food restaurants.
Sure. They love the chicken down south, it seems.
They do, just as I don't know if you'll have some of these maple syrup places that are opening up now,
probably not
down south.
So hey, will you hold this while I sign?
Yeah.
All right, we're making it official. Today's the 26th.
September 26th.
Robert Muller Moore, the Eat More Kale guy.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, Toby.